Aussie Power Hours.
Hello and welcome to Eastern Marshlands, an evening with comrades. Tonight with us we have Spoogs.
Yo.
We have Possidus Pac-Man.
Nuke the whales, save the planet.
We have Batco.
Blow the leaves, rake war now.
We have Galatux.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Goulash Guy and Samuel Tessong should be joining us later, and I'll be your host, TK Jones. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date with everything Eastern Marsh, lads. And lads, just as we were talking before we went live, we got a small chunk of the Eureka flag. How does that make you feel, lads?
Makes us feel good.
Hell
Makes
yeah.
us feel good.
Victorious.
Victory over the Anglos.
Oh shit! Gotta hide.
Good job. Come on.
They don't know I'm here. I am Anglo undercover.
I believe I can find the website. All right. Oh, damn, this internet. Oh, Elon, the battery was supposed to work. What are you doing, man?
It didn't. It failed.
Take that battery, Elon.
Okay, so it looks like we all raised about $20,284 to buy a small piece of flag, and it was announced by the Secretary of the Trades Hall of the Victorian Trades Hall. Secretary announced that they did get it. It is confirmed, and by early next year, it will be on display in the Victorian Trades Hall.
Oh, yeah.
So we did it, lads. Pat on the back for that one.
Yeah, boys. Yeah. I love how Eastern Marshlands actually contributed something like $200 or $300 to that almost, from what I saw, because I know quite a few of our viewers chipped in.
Yeah, it was so good to see, like, every so often in the little comment thing, hashtag EML or email fan. It was really good to see.
Fantastic.
Get
So
that brand name out there.
Hey guys, you know what this means?
What does it
We,
mean?
as a stream, have actually done that praxis thing.
We've
Oh,
actually
shit.
done praxis.
Holy
Well,
fuck!
I mean, you guys did it. I did. I was out of it, but like, fucking congratulations on you. Hopefully, this doesn't sound like I'm fapping, but if it does,
Yeah, okay. Celebratory fap, communal fap, everybody. Yeah. And back to our normal quality content.
Like, there's a difference.
The bands are real.
So, Batco,
yeah.
you were out of the loop on the whole Eureka flag thing because you were distracted with a
A meeting.
Milo protest and a meeting.
Yes.
Did you want to tell us about that on the live stream?
I will absolutely love to tell you boys about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys have been living under a rock, Milo came to Australia, and he caused a whole bunch of hullabaloo. He basically said some pretty. I'm not even going to fucking sugarcoat it. Pretty racist fucking shit towards the Aboriginals, the Indigenous people of Australia, and he's caused a fucking ruckus all over fucking Australia. Now, basically, in Melbourne, he said again. This is where he said the racist shit. There have been constant riots against him. There have been anarchists, Marxists, Trotskyists, all sorts of manners of leftists coming out to protest. Now, I'll let you guys figure out which state I live in. But basically what happened is that I saw a glimpse because a member of Batco's Black Army, who shall go nameless, sent me a picture of the master race. And I got to tell you, it was pretty telling of some of the people who I went and saw, because I tell you, we had some quality members of the master race show up at some of these Milo protests, and boy howdy, are they really, really, really something to behold. Just imagine, if you will, if a chromosome from a person who had Down syndrome left the person with Down syndrome and proceeded to have a life of its own, and its only form of sustenance was far right-wing rhetoric. It starts to kind of form, it kind of grows a bit of a somewhat of deformed spine, Then it kind of starts to grow out these bug out eyes and this, almost these rat teeth like appendages. And then kind of and its neck starts to merge with its beard as it starts to enter puberty.
Jesus Christ.
That is the power of the master race. And it was so bad, I should have taken a fucking photo of this because this was amazing. I saw two people and they were like these basically like a fucking like two neckbeard brothers. They look like the fedora tip man, and they had like glasses and everything. They were overweight. They had the neck beards, and Jesus is all I can say.
Do you mind if I think I know the image you're talking about. Do you mind if I chuck it in the chat for the live stream?
Yeah, chuck it in the chat. This was one
It's an
of
image.
the many specimens of Milo fan that are out there.
I mean,
I feel really bad because those types of people have ruined the fat neck beard, and it's all I've got going for me. So I feel really disappointed that people like that are being associated with my caliber because my facial hair is turning into something of pure magnificence.
Yeah,
luckily,
that's it.
I luckily
that's the guy.
I luckily don't have a neck beard anymore because it doesn't fit under the lucha mask, so I had to get rid of it. I've still got like the mustache and goatee, but there's nothing on the neck because if I leave it grow, it'll just come out the bottom, and all I have is just this strip of neck beard under the mask.
I'm gonna be perfectly candid with you. I'm pretty proud of my beard as it is. Unfortunately, it's got this tiny little gap between the stash, so basically it kind of looks like
I've got the same fucking problem.
Yeah,
It's so
I hate
annoying.
that. Like I was kind of going, shit, I could really grow a full mustache, but it looks okay. But like you kind of hope that you'd probably be able to get a brush mustache like Nestor Makhno, which I'll admit it kind of looks a bit similar to it, but like it's just not there, not just yet. But I do have the long flowing hair that might do Daddy Batco proud and so on. The OG man.
Yeah, well,
I'm
actually,
suave. Long flowing hair and a full beard.
Oh, you
wait,
bastard.
the pic that you put in the chat, is that cunt wearing a fucking Black Pigeon Speak shirt?
Yes, he is.
oh, for
Yes, he
fuck's
fucking is.
sake. No, you want to know, like, is this a group of these people? Because, like, wow, okay.
Yeah, this is what I saw. I mean, and they tried to. And here's the thing, I'll tell you what they I looked up on some of the shit on just what he said. It wasn't really anything new. But after the fucking protest, this was the greatest thing about it. We were basically just we were just at this fucking this bus stop, and I'm basically telling them, I'm an anarchist and so on. I did a few squats, and I've actually perfected the art of the squat. I can actually do a full slab squat. So that's quality. I can treat those brickies. Yeah. So anyway, I'm doing a bit of a squat. The second I come up, this cunt fucking drives by and he just yells out of the window and he goes, "You guys achieved nothing!" And I'm going, what do you mean? We're at a fucking protest. What did you expect to do? Fucking charge into Milo and fucking send him to the guillotine? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That should have happened.
Oh yeah.
This is not where the revolution
let's be
begins.
real.
Yeah. But well, yeah, basically, and then there were a couple of others who kind of did some shit. There was also another guy who said, "Oh, you guys are just a bunch of cocksuckers," and they said, "Yeah, and." There was also a great one. The Black Pigeon Speaks guy apparently at his rally is that there were a couple of dudes who he got dragged away by the police, and
Oh my god!
and what happened is that a couple of comrades started singing na 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 na. No, no. Hey, goodbye. And, yeah, basically, there was some similar shit that happened in the protest I was at. But yeah, there was some quality shit that came out of those fucking protests. I mean, unfortunately, a couple of comrades got arrested. Even one of my comrades, who I was with, basically tried to avoid the police. Like literally did not lay a single fucking hand on them, and he just got fucking put down on the ground, and they were trying to say, "Oh, dude, raise your hands," but his hands were pinned beneath his body, so he couldn't fucking move. And basically, the cops were trying to like find out if he had any weapons on him, and basically, and I saw this. They were basically going through his bag, and they pulled that. You know how they pulled out these two beating sticks. You know the things that you do, and one of the cops said, "What is this? Is this a fucking weapon?" And the cop behind him, who was basically pinning him down on the car, just like looked at him and just shook his head, going, "Mate, no."
Even when, like, you've been watching too many cop movies, mate. Like, slow the fuck down.
Yeah, slow the fuck down, indeed. Jesus, the cops were just probably out there to make a fucking paycheck.
That's all they were doing.
Yeah.
Like half the time, I reckon that's what most of the cops in Australia these days are doing.
Yeah, they're probably they're probably pissed off as much at Milo as much as any fella. But I got to tell you though, it's pretty fucking stupid that they fucking defended him. But anyway, on another things. Oh yeah, we also said some great chants. Get those animals off those horses, because a couple of cops were on horses and whatnot. What was another great one? Oh yeah, one of my favorites. Milo's a wanker. Milo's a wanker. Love that one. That was good.
That's a real Aussie chant right there.
I don't know.
It's a real classic.
I really wish we called him a cunt more often, but I think that would have probably not sat well with some of the people. But who gives a shit?
Well, it's
anyway.
okay. It's Australia.
Yeah.
Besides,
because we wound up calling him a cunt anyway after we got drinks. So yeah, it doesn't really matter.
that's pretty much the truth. Because let's be honest, Milo penetration is education. Yiannopoulos is pretty much the most insufferable human being on the face of the earth. I wouldn't really even call him a human being. He's just doing it for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And I love how that guy's like driving past going, oh, fucking cocksucker. The guy you're sticking out to chokes on a big black dick every night. I'm not sure exactly you want to be throwing around allegations like that. Like,
Exactly.
It's hilarious when they go up to their mate and say, "I haven't got a license. Can you drive me?" Like, sure thing. And they wind down the window, and he's like, "Oh, what do I say? You achieved nothing. Go, get me the hell out of here."
Yeah.
They don't even like walk up to you and say it and actually like present themselves to you. They have to have their mate drive them away as fast.
There was also more. There was more, lads. There was more. Because because I tell you what, the fucking crowds were fucking rabid. I got a chance to wave a red flag. I was kind of a bit pissed off that it wasn't black, but fuck it, red will do. But what happened is that a couple of fascists just tried to fucking dick with us, but there were also some people who weren't fascists who just got fucking caught in the crossfire, and we just started using fascist as a pejorative. And I was kind of going, oh, you know what, mate? They probably weren't even fucking fascists, but Jesus Christ, we got to, rationality was kind of a bit flung to the winds in that fucking protest. Everyone fucking just ganged up. Yeah.
The one in Adelaide was pretty shit.
What are you saying, Gladys?
I said rational skeptic TM.
Oh God.
You see this time maybe if I actually go up to him and maybe have a logical and rational debate as to why we should be discriminatory against Aboriginals and Muslims, maybe then these commies will probably understand. Maybe.
I'll use my pure rationality on them.
Oh yeah.
You know what's funny? A few of them actually think like that. They think that, like, oh, we're perfectly prepared to change our position when presented with facts and a reasoned argument, but they never bring us facts or a reasoned argument. It's just feels over reels.
And fucking rhetoric.
Yeah.
The only problem I have is like with this whole thing is that when they came over to my town, when Milo came to Adelaide, what happened was, this was prior, I believe, to all the shit that went down on the East Coast, right? So none of the actual communists turned up. We thought, oh, we're going to fucking ignore him, because we all showed up later after he started talking some serious shit. But prior to that, he was just doing his, oh, you triggered yet libs, to quote Goulash guy there. He was doing that regular shtick. And so one of my friends, who is a filthy centrist, went to see Milo just out of shits and giggles, and the only counter protest group that showed up was the fucking Tumblr feminists.
Ah, jeez.
And I'm sort of thinking, like, none of the comrades showed up because we're like, we'll just ignore him. Maybe he'll go away. But the Tumblr feminists came out and about.
The absolute target of Milo's rants and what feeds and fuels his rhetoric showed up to protest him.
Yeah, and the socialists just didn't bother because we're like, fuck that guy. Really, we fucking ignored him. Then when he started spewing reactionary shit, you guys on the East Coast just went fucking ham. I saw some of that too. I was like, oh. I'm like,
now you fucked up.
Now you fucked up, Now
you fucked up. Now you're fucked up.
Culture that's 3,000 years old, didn't do any shit at all. Oh well, now you done it.
Now you've done it. I think, and it's not even fucking that. It's I mean, that's fucking horrible. But I think but even before any shred of sympathy that I had for Milo, and this was even prior to his fucking shit that he said about the Aborigines, was the fact that he insulted the Sydney Opera House.
Yeah.
Now, I don't give a shit where you're fucking from. Where you're from, Queensland, Adelaide, fucking Victoria, Melbourne, wherever the fuck you are. I've had a bit to drink, so you'll forgive me if I fucked up there. But you get my point. Insulted a major Australian icon and called it a piece of postmodernist trash. I'm sorry, fuck off.
There's worse trash all through America as well, or anywhere really.
Like, I'm sorry, you're supposed to like. Are you fucking serious that And this is the fucking guy who basically and I shit you not, in his post, and this was on Twitter. In his post, he made a fucking he's linked a Paul Joseph Watson video to elaborate on his point.
Oh, imagine my shock.
What we need, boys, is some Brain Force Plus to comprehend that dink right there.
Oh, I drink a liter of that shit every day.
But hang a second, but Spooks and shit, wouldn't you have turned into a more feminine male because Brain Force Plus has quite a bit of soy in it?
Soy
no, you see, that's libtard propaganda, a fat cunt.
Back.
Soy. Contained soy on the container thing is actually a trick to own the libs.
No.
Don't you
You
understand
don't
that?
understand. It's the lead in the product counteract the soy.
But it doesn't make the frogs gay. That's the real important.
That is the question.
That's right. I'll try to counteract soy. You need to drink lead.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, boys. Fucking seeing the Milo fans show up, you could definitely tell that they were on some real super male vitality and brain force plus in there. I tell you what, fucking hell. But that's all. But even from the protest, I actually went to a couple of other meetings. So I went to a meeting about fucking Mugabe because I wanted to learn a bit more about him and kind of what's going on. And I also went to a meeting where I got to meet, and I shit you not, and I'm glad that I'm telling you guys this now because you're gonna fucking cream yourselves. But I met.
Hold on, let me just grab a towel.
Okay, I met a member of the PKK who fought in Rojava.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Papa bless.
Yeah. I met her.
How did they
And
even
you've got
make
to
it back
express-
into Australia? Were they Australian?
Yeah, but basically, what's happening is that the PKK are trying to get recognized in Australia and try and not be labeled as a terrorist organization. So what they're trying to do is we're trying to get some recognition in the good old land down under. So, mate, it was such a fucking. It was like I wouldn't say it was like the equivalent of meeting a god, but it was like.
You met someone who did some real praxis out in the middle.
I met a revolutionary.
So praxis at 500 rounds per minute.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is, as I said on the last stream when we discussed this and Batcoa, I've been trying to. I've spoken to the actual YPG and PKK PR guys about it. Probably shouldn't admit to this, but I've been trying to find out if it's possible in Australia to organise some high velocity bandages. We need bandages because you see we can't. I mean, the people of Rojava need relief aid. They need food and water just as much as they need bullets. And I'm just wondering if we can, because us in the left, most of us in the West, we don't have any firearms training. We don't have any of that. I mean, I do, but I'm horribly unfit and work behind a desk, so there's not much I can do.
I do know a guy with about 20,000 22 caliber bandages just sitting in his desk drawer. I kid you not.
Well, maybe, but what I'm more talking about is if there was a way where we could get at least funding or donation for humanitarian aid, at least, so they can focus their primary material resources on actual high-velocity bandages.
Well,
it would probably be
if
a
we
lot better.
spend anything currently, can't we be done for supplying
A terrorist organization, yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
So we'd have to do it through humanitarian aid. We'd have to buy them food and water and bandages only. But think about it this way, though: if the entire Western left and all of our white middle classness that it is, let's be honest, if all of us got behind there with our part-time jobs and our money and donated $10 each for food and water for the guys in Rojava, their own income they could spend on weapons and ammo. So really, if we could take up the logistical support and the material aid for those guys, they can focus on killing ISIS and killing Erdogan's guys, which is something we can all get behind, I think.
That is true, but the problem is
I'm
that,
down for that.
when it comes to a lot of fucking leftist organizations, some of them aren't really willing to show solidarity with them. As you know, one of the groups that I went to some of these meetings with, Solidarity. Well, they are some of them are Trotskyists, but they basically said, "Oh no, we shouldn't really support Rojava because, like, even though I am kind of like for supporting the Kurds and whatnot, you know, they're not really socialist." And I'm going, okay, but they're in the middle of a fucking dictatorship of the proletariat. Shouldn't we still support them? And they're going, oh, well, you know, they're more concerned about, you know, fucking socialism in one country. And I'm going, fucking just, what the fuck are you talking about? Why shouldn't we support them?
It's the closest we've gotten in a while.
I'm sorry. Hold up. These fuckers call themselves Trots, and yet they don't want a developed country to fund an independent revolution. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Who are these people? They are not Trotskyists. Please do not associate me with such filth.
Were they socialist alternative?
They're not
They
socialist
were.
alternative. But
Don't mention that name in my presence, TK. I've told you about this.
I mean, it's probably not all of them, of course, but at least some of the people I have met. I mean, even like the people who I met with, Socialist Alliance, they said, maybe you should. That's where I met the PKK fighter. They said, I don't really think we should trust this particular organization, and this particular organization that I'm talking about is Solidarity. Yeah, and Solidarity is okay because they think that Socialist Alternative are as useless as tits on a ball, and let's be perfectly candid, they are.
Well, yes, they are. But
I mean, except the ones at least in my state are. Apparently, the ones in Melbourne, they've got some pretty good practice from what I hear. They do some shit with Antifa, which is
the ones in Adelaide don't.
They've
well,
got
They're on university campuses and whinge.
jeez. Okay, so basically like mine ones.
Yeah,
they've
pretty
got a
much.
big they've got a Congress, like a Marxist Congress and presentation going on in Melbourne in 2018. And me and a friend walked out of McDonald's and saw this poster, and it said, you know, like Marxist with the hand. I'm like, oh, interesting. It must be for a band or something. They're just appropriating the images. But no, they've actually got speakers on socialism, you know, moving forward and Marxism itself. I'm like, this is great. I'll send this to a friend of mine. And the friend was like, yeah, this is looking good. Wait a second. Looks at the fine print, organized by Socialist Alternative.
It's just like
You kind of get the Kill Bill siren sound effects as you just zoom in on his eyes.
No, my funniest thing is like, well, I was walking through the university. I did 1 year of university before real life kicked in, and I had to get a job. But I was walking through the university campus on my way to my classics lecture, and it was one of those uni open days where they had all the, you know, different clubs out in force. And there was old mate Resistance, the sort of the youth branch of SA, out there in the quadrant, handing out newspapers as all neo-trots do, living the dream. So I took a copy of their paper and read it, and I was like, oh yeah, it's standard, you know, reformism stuff, which I'm a big fan of Rosa, so you know I can see kind of what their angle is, but I'm sort of flicking through it, and then I hear this random guy walking past. He's just here to see the booths, you know, he's coming here to see the clubs and see what they're doing. He's like, okay, so are you guys like communists? And then the guy's like, the guy handing out the papers like turned around and flat out said, yeah, we are. I was like, but not like Soviet communists, right? I'm like, oh, no, we're not that at all. And I'm just sort of sitting here, says, don't go tanky, don't do it, don't do it. I was restraining myself because I knew I was going to start a fucking sectarian shit fight right in the middle of the, right in the middle, because I was listening to all this sort of neo-trot crap, and for me, being a freaking, you know, Marxist-Leninist sort of Bolshevik trot, you know, old school, Gulag the Kulaks, rev up the T-34s, let's go kind of guy. I'm sitting here listening to all this fucking liberalism, and I'm just like, oh god, make it stop.
Do you think they were just trying to sell what they could to an average Australian?
Yeah, but
rather than go full like, oh yeah, dictatorship of the proletariat, and then have them go, oh, that just sounds like fucking communism to me. Excuse me, while I'm off to vote Liberal.
no, what I would have said is, are you guys communists? I wouldn't have even gone that far. I would have said, no, what we are is we're leftists. And so, what's that? It says communism only refers to the late stage of it. There's a ton of different ones. I would have mentioned the anarchists. I would have mentioned everybody.
Yeah.
You see,
That probably would have confused him a lot more.
it would have, but at the same time, I think that you've got to come at it. You can't say the C word or the S
I
word.
mean,
You can come at it at any other way. They'll even accept anarchists to an extent.
That's maybe because I'm French, but I don't see a problem with saying you
Oh,
C
Well,
word.
France has a long history of the people guillotining the rich, and I think we should
And
all.
yeah, and the revolutions, of course, the beautiful, beautiful bloody revolutions. Oh,
As we were having a discussion back, Glatox and I have proposed the idea that perhaps that Napoleon was actually a sort of a proto-Trotskyist, the permanent Jacobite revolution, like
permanent Jacobite.
imperialism in one country. Or maybe, I don't know.
Well, that kind of makes sense because he would just turn all of Europe into the one French country.
Don't worry, this imperialism is just a transitionary phase to full republicanism.
You see, actually, maybe he wasn't the first fucking Trotskyist. Maybe Napoleon was actually legitimately like the first Dengist.
Actually, yeah, maybe.
Because think about it, fucking Deng, and Xi Jinping and whatnot, they fucking commit acts of imperialism, yet they consider themselves to be leftists. So maybe. But speaking of fucking anarchists and whatnot, I also forgot to fucking tell you boys about the fucking Antifa members I met at my protest.
Mhm.
And they had
Nice.
big ass fucking Antifa flags and whatnot, man. They were fucking hilarious. And I came up to them, so I basically thought, I may as well get my shit posting game on. Here we go, Batco, let's fucking go. So basically, I come up to them, and I put on a voice so they know that I know that I'm shit posting. And I said, "Well, hang on a second. Are you guys Antifa? You're protesting against a bunch of fascists? Shouldn't you guys leave because you basically are fascists?" And they said, "Oh shit, the horseshoe theory confirmed." And we basically just started having the most quality bants back and forth. And I'm going, because yeah, sure, you guys basically advocate for stateless, classless, moneyless societies and an end to all forms of unjust hierarchy, such as racism and whatnot. And you're pretty much against the reactionary bullshit that Milos spews. But you punch your opponents, man. That makes you as bad as them.
I love how Eugene just drops right in for that bit.
Hello, Eugene. Welcome, Eugene.
Oh, these guys.
Okay, he's probably just sorting out audio issues.
But basically, that was that was the shit that we fucking we did. Also, Ivan says, did anyone thought about training spiders to attack Milo? Fucking hell, that would have been a great idea. I could have come packed with a whole bucket of funnel webs and just fucking.
Yeah, you know what? Look, you mad
can
cunt. You're
organize
going
a
to carry him. You're going to carry him. I'm not doing it.
Alternatively, you can always try to send him into the EMU warlord territories.
Yeah.
Well, once we get it set up, the People's Republic of Penguinistan will not offer asylum to that asshole.
Penguinistan.
Penguinistan, man.
That's
uphold Marxism, Leninism, Newtonism.
Exactly. Penguinistan is going to be formed on Granite Island. The fairy penguins are going to rise up with us. This is exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I'll make you an AI for Penguinistan to run the economy.
Exactly. We're going to use that to run the economy. We're also going to get it to genetically engineer the penguins. And of course,
sounds like a plan.
I'm going to summon my dolphin allies to provide marine transport for them. Actually, no. Hold up. I've got the meme for this.
Is Eugene? Are you there?
Yeah, he's there. I see him in the thing, but I don't think we can hear him because I can't hear him.
I can't hear him though.
Okay, I guess he's just turning out his audio.
He's not doing. You're not pulling an ego Sam Jeffem on us, are you, Eugene?
Wait a
Seeing
minute.
as he's
Wait a minute.
joining
Is-
back, I think he's
has-
having audio issue.
Has Ego Sum Jeffem hacked Eugene's account?
Oh.
Is this the takeover?
Oh, this is the Stasi Revolution we've been expecting, lads.
Oh no!
Oh, nuts.
The Stasi were a Marxist-Leninist security organization. They did nothing wrong ever.
Yeah.
A little bit of my soul just died.
I'm just you know that chant from what is it? The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining it as like a bunch of people with Yushchenko's on, going Marxism, Leninism, tank, tank, Marxism, Leninism, tank, tank.
Or better yet, if you really want some like left unity, you just got to go tanky, tanky, ANCOM, ANCOM, tanky, tanky, ANCOM.
That's the one.
Tanky, ANCOM. Yeah, it goes like Deshi,
Anarcho-Talkism.
As I said, I just posted a picture in the old chat there. As I said, this is phase 1 of my master plan.
master plan.
This is phase 1 of my master plan.
My master plan is reverse posadism. We colonize Mars, we set up the United Communes of Mars, and then we come back to liberate Earth. Basically, Posadas didn't think that we were the alien liberating Earth.
Oh yeah, Pac-Man, you were talking just before we went live about how Trump was going to start supporting NASA.
Yep, I
Would you
was.
tell us a little bit about that again?
Well, I got into a massive fight with some comrades regarding this because, unlike a lot of people, I actually think that this is a good thing. Would kind of like him to cut the defense budget a bit, though. Let's be honest here. But in all seriousness, I think that beyond the material conditions of feeding and clothing humanity, I think space travel needs to be of priority importance above everything. And a lot of people are sort of getting a bit worried about, a lot of socialists I spoke to had this view that, with shit so bad here on Earth, maybe we should put the space stuff on hold and focus on fixing our own problems before we go out into space. I think that my kind of opinion on this is perhaps old mate Elon, who's building that battery, is right, and maybe that our solutions are in space. Because we were talking about that anime, The Expanse. Oh, not anime, it's a show, TV show. I keep saying, it's so ridiculous it might as well be an anime, actually. Although animes have it a lot too. But The Expanse has the same sort of thing. You see a more sort of realistic world where Jupiter, the moon, pretty much all the major non-atmospheric planetary bodies have got biodomes on them where they're growing food. And I think that if humanity is going to survive, this is something that we need to work on, because we were discussing just before that the International Space Station has proved that you can grow food in a zero-G environment.
There wasn't there massive advancements in hydroponics because of the ISS?
Exactly. And I'm just saying that if humanity really is to survive, what needs to happen is that this needs to be scaled up. When we're talking scaled up big stylies. Oh, we have a face from Eugene.
Hello?
We actually have video. Hello.
Oh shit! Hey, oh.
I didn't know I had the video on. I'm sorry. I wanted to turn on this thing on my computer. It doesn't work for some reason.
Rip.
So the phone is my only option.
Well,
How's it going, Paul? How's it going?
Your wallpaper looks like the same wallpaper that appears on all the squatting Slav memes when they take photos inside their
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
I have an extremely before we had the renovation, my apartment looked extremely Eastern German, like it was East Germany to the max. Now it looks a bit different because we bought some IKEA pieces, and now it's like modern.
We were just
Yeah.
saying that Ego Sum Jeffin was beginning the Stasi Revolution by hacking the account and taking over EML. And now you're talking about how your house looks like East Germany. Like,
Exactly. My
thinking
East
face.
Germany. I am actually Ego Sum Jeffam undercover.
Oh, Jesus. Hang on. Does that mean Eugene Gopnik confirmed?
No, I'm not a Gopnik. Gopniks are pretty much extinct. All of them are 40 years old. Just imagine living a sporting life when you're 50 or something. You have a fanny pack and you sit around at the shop waiting for your wife to call you and tell you what do you need to buy, what shopping you need to buy. That's literally them now. They're really pathetic and sad.
I tell you what, any Gopnik at 40 that can squat is like, holy shit. Because I've seen my dad, who's about 50, try to bend over to pick up a pen, and then he couldn't get back up again.
Oh,
I'm falling and I can't get up.
Oh God,
yeah.
we are going down a very dark road, comrades.
Indeed we are.
There may be no way back.
Alas.
How's it going, everyone? I'm sorry I missed the beginning of the stream. I was having breakfast, but I listened to parts of what you were talking about. It was hilarious as shit. Yeah, like, what's up? What's going on?
What's going on? Well, fuck it, I'll tell you what's going on. We were basically just talking about the shit that I was up to in the protests involving Milo, how I met a member of the PKK who fought in Rojava.
This I've heard. Was he Australian or was he Kurdish?
He was Kurdish.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And Posadis, Pac-Man. Sorry, what else? No, before we get to Posadis, we were also talking about some other stuff. We were talking a bit about
national imperialist, not national imperialist.
Yeah, Napoleonic imperialism.
Yeah, and by the way, I wanted to say something about that. Napoleon was really important to the liberal movement, despite the fact that his politics with all that, invasion of shit and, and all this empire shit wasn't really liberal. Because of him, many Russians saw, Russian soldiers mostly and nobility, they saw what the liberal Europe is all about, and they were like, oh fuck, Russia sucks, dude. We should change that. And then they had like a whole fucking underground liberal, like they wanted to roleplay as Jacobins basically, but they were all nobility.
Jacobin laughing.
And Lapas were nobles, and it all finished with them like they had fucking conspiracy clubs like all over the Russian Empire. Like, they had two societies, this northern society and the southern society. That's what they were called. And then one nice December, they're like, you know what? Fuck it, we're rebelling. And two military squads went out to St. Petersburg to the palace of the Tsar. I don't remember which Tsar it was. And they're like, yup, that's it, we're standing. And they're like, please go away. And they're like, we're not going away. And there's like about 200 people there.
When
then they
was
did
this? Like, what year?
Oh, I think, fuck. Maybe, I don't remember. I think it was 1825 or 1850, like around this time, after the war against Napoleon.
Are you telling me Napoleon is responsible for the Russian Revolution?
No, it was before the Russian Revolution. It was the nobility. And this is called December Riot or December Uprising. And they were literally standing around, and they're like, you know what? Fuck it. 6 of you are going to the fucking guillotine, but not the guillotine. They hanged them, and the rest are going to Siberia, and that's it.
Because you mentioned role-playing or LARPing as Jacobins, I'm imagining them bringing up a cardboard guillotine.
No, they were just disobeyed an order, and all that conspiracy. All that, years of preparation to rebel against, the autocracy and all those dreams of the Russian Republic, all of that was crushed in seconds. Literally in fucking seconds.
So Reese Williams in the live chat says he thinks it's the December Revolt of 1825.
Yes, December Revolt 1825. A very interesting event, I must say, and it's a very important event in terms of like Russians saying, you know what, this whole fucking Empire Tsar shit sucks, because it's all this distance that Russia had for all these years, to all it was so distant from Europe, and it felt like a completely
Peter the Great tried to fix anyway.
Excuse me?
Peter the Great went a long way to trying to connect Russia to Europe, so he did succeed in a certain sense there.
Yeah, he did, and the biggest success in terms of social change was Napoleon fucking invading, and like liberalism appearing, and a couple of failed revolutions here and there.
Wait, so liberalism through the barrel of a gun? That's pretty interesting. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's Jacobinism. It's like it's fun liberalism. It's like, hey, we're just a couple of. They call themselves the
Jazz
friends of
liberalism.
revolution. I love it. Like, revolutionary liberalism is the best. It's like, we are friends of the Constitution. Nothing much. We just talk about how Constitution is great and we should have one. Oh shit, what's that? Oh, heads are rolling. Whatever. Don't mention that. Let's destroy something. Let's burn down a building and build a barricade. Yay!
You know,
Well, it worked for the Parisians, didn't it? Let's be honest.
everything you're mentioning just sounds like what I've been hearing from a few local friends of mine in reaction to the Liberal government of Australia, because they're starting to network and they're starting to meet like weekly just to complain about the coalition, and it's slowly getting to a point where they want to be like, oh, is there something we could do right now? Could we like remove someone from office forcefully? And I'm just like, is this it? Is the revolution starting?
Yeah,
Like,
Australian insurrection now.
Eureka socialism. Here
Oh,
we come.
you're really
Here we
robotic.
come,
You're really
Get ready,
Really
Mr.
robotic.
Rowdy.
No, seriously
Books.
though, I have mad respect for Napoleon for one thing. He is one of the few conquering emperors. As a classics major, I can support this. He was one of the few emperors to launch an invasion of an entire country just to have an archaeological expedition. No, seriously. His sole purpose for invading Egypt was to conquer Egypt, and then was to conquer Egypt and then dig up the fucking Suez Canal, dig it all up, you know, find mummies and shit. He's like, what do we have to fight the British Navy on the way? Yeah, we'll be fine. Fuck those Anglos, we'll do it. We'll be fine. We're good.
Look, it was very important, all right? It was very much justified.
And
Yeah.
also to fuck the Anglo.
Yeah, man.
Also, fuck the
Fuck
Yeah,
the
like,
Anglo
really,
steel pyramids.
Okay, guys. So I know I'm supposed to be the host of this, but can you give me 5 minutes? I'll be right back.
Alrighty, that's okay.
You know
Back
what?
up,
And I love.
the leader's gone.
Can you hear me?
Oh no.
The host is gone. Kill
Oh,
the
no.
stream.
Shit. Fucking quick, spontaneous combination. Fucking organization. I mean, fuck. Yes, and I can hear you. Kind of.
Hello, Bordigo.
Smash
hear
it
me,
like the
people?
state. Yep, there you go. Hey, Eugene.
Oh yeah. I want to say some things about Napoleon invading Egypt. It's like, we're going to invade a very hot country, which like it's really, you should really have like prepare our soldiers, because it's like it's not the fucking Alps anymore. It's the fucking deserts. It's like, yeah, I don't know what sort of preparation we need. We'll just buy fucking sunglasses for everyone. Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Succeeded despite the fact that an invasion of Russia, the only justification for invading Russia was actually fuck the Anglos. It's like Russia was the only one who was straight on them. It's like, fuck! I really fucking hate Anglos. I better invade Russia.
Hang on. The invasion of Egypt sponsored by Oakley's?
Yes.
Wow, okay. That's pretty intense. I did not know that.
Amazing.
That is late stage capitalism in the 1820s.
All right, I'm back.
Or the 1810s, technically.
Early late stage capitalism.
Early late stage capitalism.
Early late stage capitalism. How does that work?
I'll tell you how that
Just
works.
does.
There is a spook haunting Europe.
Oh yeah, there is.
God damn it. I wish I was like Batco getting drunk right now. This would probably be a lot more entertaining.
Yeah, maybe.
I just woke up. I don't think I can get drunk. Oh, wait, I can. That's whatever.
How do you drink on a weekday, Batco? What kind of excuse have you got?
Oh, what do you mean, like the kind of drinks that I'm drinking?
Yeah, what are you drinking? Why are you drinking on a weekday, boy?
Because it's fucking holidays from uni and I can fucking do what I want.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, boy.
You
Oh, I've
need
got to go to work
pride.
tomorrow.
And I don't have a fucking job, which is great.
Yay.
Ooh.
No, what are
Uh,
you doing, Batco? You're perpetuating the myth that everyone on the left is lazy.
Yeah, sadly
Student
so.
gang.
I mean, as far as I can tell at this moment, I'm fucking looking for a job. I recently just handed in an application to have an internship at a union. So
I did the same thing.
no, let's fucking. I'm just hoping. I'm hoping the best. It would be great, but I doubt that I'm probably going to get in. On the other hand, though, I'm actually taking a voice acting course. It's something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be a bit of a voice actor. So I figured, well, you know what? Why not learn a bit? Why not learn a bit about the industry? Why not do a bit of voices? And who knows? Maybe I might get a job at being a voice actor and doing shit for advertisements. So you guys might be able to hear me on the radio. For all you know,
Can you give us a little something? A little
like an impression or like a fucking voice.
Yeah. Give us a sample.
I could give you a sample of some of the voices I can do. All right, hang on a second. Let me just get ready. Okay. Samwise Gandhi, did you take my crystal meth? Oh no, Mr. Frogel, I never take your crystal meth. It was Smeagol. Stupid fat hobbit! Smeagol never takes the meth.
Oh boy,
Nice.
that's not bad. Hang on. That's So what are we? Are we going to be expecting Banjo-Kazooie 3 Revolutionary Boogaloo or?
Banjo-Kazooie.
I don't know. I couldn't think of something like Australian theme that sort of. I don't know. Maybe Oh no, Backo, you could be like you could be like the Australian voice actor in AAA gaming. That'd be great.
That'd be great too. But I'll tell you what, the problem is that I have full disclaimer, I have never played Banjo-Kazooie.
Neither have I. But that's not the point.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I mean, there are actually a lot of video games that I haven't played that have made people actually screech out in terror and going, "Holy shit, Backo! How come you've never played this game?" And I just kind of
go. He killed his microphone. He killed it dead.
It's time to read that battery.
We've lost Batco.
He's.
Well, wait a second.
He took too much meth and hallucinated. He thought his microphone was the state. He smashed it.
I thought that Elon built a battery. I thought everything was solved now.
He built the battery.
Every single Australian.
Now you see, Batco isn't actually in Australia. He's on a boat outside of Australian waters.
Oh, we need to stop the boats. We need to stop those boats.
Wait, hang on. Does that mean that Batco is not just a shit poster? He's a pirate poster as well.
Technically,
he's a pirate poster, and he's on a boat that wasn't stopped by the liberals. It's really terrible.
No, the greatest thing ever. I know I've probably mentioned this before on the stream, but the greatest thing ever was when the Chasers War and everything was still a thing, and they went to the Liberal Party Congress. Just before they went for their election night, their big social meetup, and they all got like model boats and shit, and they wanted to see how many boats they could sneak in.
Oh yeah,
they did. They got something like 35 boats or something in there, like little model ships everywhere, all over the place.
That is amazing.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep,
good.
Yeah. They've eventually said this is too easy, so they tried bringing in a dinghy, or like a whole fucking dinghy through the front door.
My favorite one was when it was the big like G80, G27,000 or whatnot, and they had the 4 cars and the old the JFK style Secret Service runners along the side, and they had Canadian flags on the thing. And they made an absolute mockery of millions of dollars of security and just walked right into the red zone.
He was dressed as Osama bin Laden. That was the funniest thing. He just sort of they get through all 4 checkpoints, and they're going to get through the 5th one. And they realize if they get out in front of the Sydney Opera House or wherever this was being held, and he realized if he got out, like the snipers on the roof would probably shoot him.
Oh yeah.
So
but leave it to
Southeast Asia Trade Conference though, which is what was really embarrassing because it's Southeast Asia and it's the Canadian representative.
Yeah. I just love how it took there was like a G whatever in another country, a G whatever in this other country, and there was protesters kept outside with these massive fences and whatnot, and the only people brave enough to shitpost that hard were the Chasers. And they risked life and limb to get all the way up to the hotel, to which George Bush could have just looked out his window and been like, "There he is! He's right there! Tappers, get on him! We could bag this baby right now."
I think Australia should probably just I think other countries should just start outsourcing. If we're going to go full capitalist, other countries need to start outsourcing their shit posting to us because I think
True.
No one can do it like we can.
We've got it in the bag.
Yeah, we are monopolizing shitposts.
This is what Eastern Martians pretty much started doing, to be honest. It's like we started as a 100% Belarusian operation, and then we're like, nah, it doesn't work. We should start really considering
bring in an
outsourcing to
expert.
Australia.
We need to bring in some
Yeah, we
experts
brought
on
in-
shitposting.
We've already got
this is what. Yeah, this is what the Enigma Commerce is all about. It's a project to outsource East Martian shitposting to Australia. We are the pioneer shitposting outsourcing.
Well, it's actually quite convoluted as to how Eastern Marshlands is set up. Like, I don't want to reveal too much in case I dox myself, but essentially, like, I am the holder of an offshore account for Eugene. So
Yeah.
So like the money that goes from the Patreon goes into an account that I hold in Australia, but then that money goes into a PayPal which is run by Eugene in Belarus. So if the random bank ever checks in and says like, "Hey, you've got this withdrawal thing going on, and it's like coming from like some Far Eastern area, what's going on?" I'll just be there sitting there sweating and carefully over the phone saying like, no, it's all legit. Trust me on this.
I never withdrew any money from PayPal in Belarus. The only, I have no idea why. I tried to connect my own card to a PayPal or to my own personal PayPal. Doesn't work. I have no idea why. And so all the money just is sitting there. TK is the only one who can use the money, and he doesn't. And so
I'm trying to go through the Macca's drive-through about a couple hundred times, then
Well,
it's like
I'll be down on that.
It's really funny. It's really funny because we are the communists with an offshore account.
Yeah, we
it's
are.
fun.
Yeah. Do we pay tax on it?
I don't know.
I think we might actually.
I don't.
TK said that if we spend the money
I would
on
seriously check that out, man.
Yeah, because when we checked, didn't we, TK?
What was that? What were you saying? I can't hear you.
We were looking into it. We're looking into the tax aspect of this whole thing, and it says if we spend the money on operational stuff, so basically if we don't pay wages with the money or like share profits, it's not taxable.
We're not making a profit off of this. We're not skimming from the top.
We're not withdrawing. We're not skimming from the top. This is the point. Therefore, it's not taxable. But I really don't know how you pay your taxes. Therefore, this is one of the reasons why I didn't want to set up a Belarusian PayPal and Belarusian card, because in our country, if you get an income from another country, they can tax it whatever they want. They can literally they can put a giant fucking tax and leave you with nothing. Or they can give you 17%, they can give you 95%. Occasionally they can just say, you know what, this money is illegitimate, confiscated. And they just can take it all away. And I have no idea, how do you even, deal with that? Because our system is so convoluted and so, because I don't pay my taxes, my employer does that for me,
So just
as we
started talking about this, that black van has parked itself out front of my house again.
No, hey, Batco, I was going to ask you, man. We were talking about it the other day, where we were talking about possible meet locations to get all the Aussie shit posters together in one massive hurrah. I was thinking, considering that we're sort of going for the little bit of symbolism, I know it might be a bit hard, but I was thinking maybe if we wanted to go full LARP, why don't we all meet like a year from now or something like that? Why don't we all meet on top of Bakery Hill in Ballarat? I think that might be probably the best place if we want to go somewhere.
Bakery Hill being the place where the whole fucking Eureka Stockade shit happened?
Yep, there is a Eureka. The Eureka flag flies on Bakery Hill still. It's up there.
Where's Bakery Hill? That'd be
Bakery Hill's right in the center.
Victoria.
Bakery Hill's in Victoria. Ooh.
Go to Victoria though.
There is a massive Eureka flag flying from the flagpole on that hill. And I'm thinking, if there's any place for us to go, it's probably there.
It actually is very funny because I actually went to the fucking protest at the Milo thing, and I saw a great deal of people who fucking wove the I actually saw a man who was wearing a Eureka Stockade shirt. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Was he was on the leftist side, I hope.
I was a bit kind of going, oh, is he part of the leftist side or is he not? I'm not too sure. I'm a bit.
It's really confusing with it's like you have this flag, and I still have no idea whether you're crazy reactionary or you're a comrade.
This has all been a massive sting operation, Eugene. We're actually all on the right. This is a massive operation to catch you.
We're Australian. We're Australian Nazbols. Now.
Eureka Nas movement.
Eureka Nazbol gang.
Gang. Titties, gang.
The Eureka Nazbol Council. Okay, that's it.
We could have like a leftist VidCon, if you will, somewhere in Australia. And we have all of the comrades, shitposting comrades meet there.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Commie VidCon, yeah.
Commie VidCon. Oh, I'd actually be able to wear my mask out in public and not have the police show up.
Yeah, I just wonder how I'd fucking dress up. I just wonder if, like, part of me just thinks that I'd just go dressed up as a typical member of Black Bloc, to be honest.
Yeah, I was saying we would have a publicity selfie with all of us in our various masks and shit, and then we just take it all that shit off and go get drunk as hell.
Yeah, that sounds fucking amazing, to be honest.
Well, I gotta tell you, it gets pretty hot underneath that mask, so we're gonna have to do it like sometime closer to winter. So I don't know the heat.
Well, that gives us till June. Has everybody got a ride? I mean, I can get myself possibly spooked.
I'd have to get a fucking job and save up to actually get to Victoria. I'm
guessing. I know it sounds pretty doxy, but I'm guessing you're in the northeast there, Batco.
Oh, who knows, man? Who knows?
I'm pretty sure you're in Queensland.
No. We
We all know that Backhoe was in the dead fucking center of Australia and the middle of nowhere.
He is currently on top of Uluru with a little satellite thing.
Lads, I don't live on top of Uluru. I live in Uluru.
Oh my god!
As a matter of fact, I don't even live in Uluru. I am the Uluru. That's my fucking identity, lads. I'm basically a giant fucking rock. I have gained consciousness, and I have transmitted this energy. And I swear to God, in the next few years, I will emerge from the bosom of Earth, and I will walk on top of Parliament, to which I will take a giant squat on top of them and crush the people inside. That is how the revolution will be won. When I get out of this goddamn fucking desert.
Aboriginal Golem confirmed.
Oh, interesting.
Just Aboriginal Golem, as in the traditional Golem, like Uluru turns into something like a rock version of Gundam Wing and just sort of stands up and its arms extend. It's just like, right, I'm smashing the state as of now.
What do we like put in it though? Do we put like tinnies in like a little slot somewhere, and then suddenly Batco the Ulurulist comes out of the ground like, I accept your cans of VB. I shall now crush.
I'm just waiting for the right material conditions, bruv. That's all. Okay, yes, maybe I was a bit late to stop the mass genocide of Aborigines and so on, but lads, not this time. This time I will conduct myself properly.
No, but I'm actually looking at a picture of Uluru now, just having a look at it to see what happens. Like, there's that little ridge, that little ridge bulge coming down there. That's where Backhoe is. He's in a cockpit, and he's just going to turn it all on one day, and it's just going to emerge this giant rocket neck, and it's going to start marching towards Canberra.
Sconio of Braggy in the comments says, Batco is in fact monkey magic.
Shit. God damn it, they found me out. They found me out, man.
They found him out. Shit.
Batco magic. Batco magic. Ah,
Monkey magic. Those are the guys. Is that the guy who made like the fucking Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide on Communism or something like that?
What?
Monkeys.
Yeah, video. Oh no, that was a monkey guy, and I remember Socialism or Barbarism doing something along those lines, and he did like a fucking Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide on Communism, and he goes, "Oh well, guys, don't you know fucking communism causes mass starvation, and it's everything that the state does." Woo!
Oh, you're thinking of Mum Key.
Oh, monkey. That's
The
it.
more the state does, the socialistier it is.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Yeah. Before we go on, talking about the YouTubers fucking left VidCon, get your asses to fucking Belarus, everyone. I'm not even joking.
That actually would be funny.
You know what?
But you know what actually would be hilarious, though?
You know how easy it is just to get to Belarus nowadays? You know,
Is Belarus in the Schengen space?
what?
Why don't we just all fly to Paris and start the new commune? Like,
Yeah,
we,
that sounds like
Well, that would be fun. That would be fun.
we just seize the whole
Napoleon
fucking.
will come back. Napoleon III will come back and just annihilate us.
I think
The beauty of traveling to Belarus is that you need a ticket. You get yourself an airplane ticket. You come to Minsk International. You register yourself at the fucking counter there, and that's it. You can spend 10 days in Belarus without any visa whatsoever. It used to be 5 days. Now it's 10 days. You hit me up in advance. Yourself a place. I get you a place to sleep,
well,
and that's it.
it only
like,
takes
fuck
10
it.
days to change the world.
Exactly.
Huh?
Get your ass to Belarus. Let's get the revolution started.
Well, that's
Yeah,
a
don't go
16-hour
to
flight, and
Paris.
we'd probably have to catch Aeroflot. So.
Border Force will seize all of my red flags as I try to get the plane out of Perth.
No, they won't. You have an anarchist flag, you're fucked.
And, yeah, Batco's fucked. He's already upset now.
I've got so many like anarchist leanings and tendencies, yet all the flags I've gotten are like
ML.
red and ML. I'm like, what am I doing here?
Wasn't there that one video that you have of like basically you're just like, oh, should we be? Don't you think we should be a bit more careful about what flags we wave because people might have the wrong idea as to what we represent? You fucking turn around and the Eric Andre music just starts playing.
It's just oh shit.
Well, that was
That's
it.
our biggest viral hit.
I
That
got
was
the
our
flag. I
biggest
got the
viral
flag
hit.
just because I'm like, oh yeah, I got a flag. I'll add it to my collection. And I'm like, wait a second. If someone sees me flying this, they're gonna think I'm either like a part of the Australian Communist Party or something, a super ML, or they're gonna think I'm a super LARPer or something. I'm like, perhaps I'll just go with
It's
my
like
other.
a luchador mask enough, yeah?
Stick with the good old luchador mask and maybe fly a red flag. That's what I'd say.
Well, the thing is, I really want him to hurry up and find a printer for that freaking flag that was from Pixelgrad. I want him to find a printer.
There is
'Cause-
one. It's very expensive, so I'm going to check out a different one, a local one, because I got the quote for a socialist version of the Eureka flag, which is yellow and red, and they quoted me about $119 to get it printed, and I'm like,
I mean, I could do it, but I'd need to have a look at that.
You
I've
could
been-
try to learn to knit it, like.
well, I do like you know the background in the Radio Silence podcast. That's my curtains, but it's not one big square. They're actually two rectangles. And whenever I do the social meet and greet at the trades hall, I bring my curtains and put them up as flags. So I could just take my curtains and sew something into them, and I'll have these giant flags. All I need is some yellow material, and I can have a socialist Eurekan flag.
I should get a flag. I don't have a flag.
I still
I want to have a poster. Talking about flags and stuff, I was planning to get a couple of posters. And I was like, hey, I should get myself a poster. And all these posters that I found that I really want to print out, all of them were anarchist. And just like, Haymarket anarchists, then it was Sabo Cat, also some other stuff. And I'm like, well, okay, I'll just learn as IWW. Fuck it.
To be fair, I think we are all anarcho-tanky here.
Anarcho tanky.
I don't think Batco's an anarcho tanky. I think I might be actually, coming to think about it. But never mind.
Maybe.
Oh man, the greatest the greatest collection of flags I ever saw was when I was headed home from Melbourne Sunday, just a couple of days ago, from a Nerf event, and we went over the Westgate Bridge, and I'm like, oh, this is where the docks are, where the MUA operate, the Maritime Union of Australia. Hey, wait a second, that's the dock, and I look over, and it's Web Dock. like the scene of like a current ongoing dispute between the MUA and the fucking Borgie pigs that are extracting surplus from dock workers. And I look over, and all I can see is like flags upon flags upon flags of like MUA. I'm pretty sure I saw an IWW flag there, and then there was like CFMEU and an Australian Council. What is it? Australian Council of Trade Unions flag all over there. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful sight. And then I remembered I couldn't talk about it because the guy that was driving me back from Melbourne was like a proto-fascist. I'm like, damn it! I'll have to wait until Tuesday to tell everybody about it.
Oh man, you gotta stay undercover, dude. No, seriously. I'm just wondering if, like, I still think my idea is that we should plan worldwide. I think socialists should plan International Caesar Flagpole Day. I really think we should do that. Like, if like one day.
No. It's we already have that. It's called getting drunk on May the 1st.
Yeah.
Mayday.
But what
Mayday.
I'm saying, even so, we need to make it an official thing that every May Day at sundown on April 30th or whatever, everybody sneaks out, and when the sun rises on May Day, literally as many flagpoles as we can, instead of like the national flag or whatever, just has some form of socialist flag flying.
Just a red flag, socialist flag. On as
Or
many
anarchist,
flagpoles as
doesn't matter.
possible.
Anybody, doesn't matter. Just any leftist group. Just every single flagpole in the world almost taken over by a leftist symbol.
Usually on May Day, we have anarchists fasting cops in France. As usual.
Turning into a national sport now, is it?
Well, anarchists fight the cops in France pretty much every day. You know what? Now I'm going to have to watch Les Mis in full now. I just have to.
Do you hear
Yeah, the people singing the song of angry men.
If we oh dude, I really wish we could actually get together and sing that, because
That'd
that
be fantastic.
Hey, is that the next Lefty Pole choir? Do you hear the people sing?
Well, the funny thing is that, alas, lads, I'm not going to be calling myself the Lefty Pole Choir anymore.
Oh no!
No, I'm afraid not. Until such a time as the BO steps down, because I shit you not, lads, I basically was contemplating this because Lefty Pole at this given point in time is utterly shit because it's being run by a shit cunt.
Yep.
If you guys aren't aware of it, I got banned
Let
for
this
2 weeks.
good. Oh shit! Such an unexpected.
Could you go a little more in depth with this, Batco, and give us a bit of a backstory as to what's happening on Lefty Pole?
What's happened on Lefty Pole is that basically it's just basically the absolute butthurt nature of a fucking board of the BO. You basically thought that guys, fucking Marxist Leninists are being underrepresented and they need more of a voice, despite the fact that as a demographic, most of Lefty Pole is made up of the largest demographic on Lefty Pole consists of Marxists. So it's not. I mean, we probably consider themselves ML. So what happened is that basically, what the Lefty Pole people decided to do is that they word filtered Rojava to air bases in northern Syria, which was funny for a while. I'll give them that. But like it just kept on fucking going, and I'm going, okay, this is fucking ridiculous. On top of that, they basically got rid of the word filters. They got rid of the flags. But on top of that, the BO just started indiscriminately banning left comms and anarchists and people who spoke out against the DPRK and Assad. And I got banned for 4 weeks because I got into a debate with a tanky who was by far the most, and I mean no offense to any tankies who are listening to this or any tankies within the chat, but he was by far the most fucking retarded person I had ever had the misfortune of talking to, because he had no idea what how markets worked. He considered any source that I used to be imperialist, and I'll give him some credit. Some of the sources that I did use were basically came from, or at least might have been backed by U.S. Forms of government. For example, one of the sources that I had was based off CIA intelligence, and I basically said, okay, fair enough, but the fact of the matter is, you haven't addressed the point. The best you can do is spew your political illiteracy, talk shit about anarchists, and be a mighty transphobe about it too. Because he basically said, oh, dude, the only people I see about anarchists are just a bunch of transgender people. I'm going, what the fuck does that matter? What's wrong with you? and basically he had no idea how markets worked. But whatever happened, he basically mass reported me mid-debate because he was getting his fucking ass handed to him. And I got banned by the BO for 4 weeks. And this caused a fucking stir on Lefty Poll. And they said, dude, you shouldn't ban people just because they have dissenting opinions of of North Korea. Because I was basically accusing North Korea of state capitalism, and they assumed that because I criticized North Korea, I was somehow supporting U.S. imperialism. And basically, there was this leftcom who said, "What do you, dude? Criticizing ML doesn't mean that you're against North Korea." And the BO, being the fucking brainlet that they are, basically made the comparison that people who criticize Marxist-Leninism are the same people who run the whole victims of communism shit.
Oh my fucking god.
Spooks, you have the AV cable. Could you play some tank tracks screeching, please? I think it's the only appropriate soundtrack. Look,
I mean, despite the fact that he got utterly blown the fuck out. I mean, this guy was fucking scrambling. He even said, "Oh, dude, just because it's state-owned doesn't mean it's fucking state capitalist." I'm going, dude, fucking Engels said that, dude, just because the state owns it doesn't mean that it should be considered socialist. And on top of that, even fucking Lenin, of all people, said, yeah, dude, the state shouldn't own all of its stuff. It should only serve as a temporary means, as a dictatorship of the proletariat. So unless you're able to convince me that somehow North Korea is a quote-unquote dictatorship of the proletariat,
which it ain't.
Which I don't consider it to be, I'm not fucking buying it. And the best you can do is screech imperialism and fucking act like a retard, then no, fuck you. And the fact that you have to preach to BO to step in because you're getting your ass handed to you is pretty fucking appalling. So this
Thank you, Spooks.
Yeah.
Tank treads.
And I dare say this, even fucking tankies who I do meet have criticized the DPRK for being imperialist, for being imperialist, for being basically a monarchistic dynasty, that they are they're quite bureaucratic and they aren't really centralized. But they at least are able to critically say, okay, well, fair enough, this is a pretty good accusation. But they didn't fucking come to the whole, dude, you're just a fucking anarchist, you don't know what you're talking about, I know the real thing. This guy tried to convince me that he actually visited North Korea. This is like my dad works at Nintendo tier argument.
Oh, no, seriously. This fucking
My dad works at the North Korean government, have you know?
Yeah. And basically, so yeah, like it was the equivalent of fucking arguing with Dengists who believed that China was not committing acts of imperialism. It was so fucking bad. So what I've decided to do is that there are 2 videos, 3 videos that I hope to get out within the next 4 days. One is basically advocating alternatives to lefty poll, so basically going to left poll, which is like the new kind of board where people can actually talk about leftism. It's basically the old lefty poll, but hardly anyone goes there because they don't know how to fucking go to it. And so it's kind of like, it's still kind of an undercurrent board, but it's still kind of working. Chan, Bunker Chan, and as for the other video that I'm going to be doing, which I think will be very interesting, is basically I'm responding to PragerU and how they believe that fascism stems from the left.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Oh God! Can I help?
Why would you put yourself through that?
I'm sorry. I've already done it. I've already written the script. I'm in the process of basically recording my voice and then editing the video. Because my God.
Whatever happened to the collab we were doing? I mean.
I don't mean to be rude, but Socialism or Barbarism's like audio is going absolutely fucking haywire. So I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm not too sure about that, lads.
I mean, I have mine up already, so it's just we need to sort of expedite things a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to be perfectly candid with you. I doubt that that's ever going to get done because Soccer Bar's audio is just fucked, and I think we've kind of missed the gap, the time gap.
It's okay though. We can work on another project. But seriously though, like fucking regarding the DPRK, I just wanted to throw this bit in here. What really infuriates me about tankies is like, they're going, okay, resist U.S. imperialism. That's fine. That's great. I can get behind that. My only issue with the DPRK is they're saying, oh, we're being oppressed by the American invader and they're getting sanctioned. And yes, that's true. But when they're pushed into a corner, they say, oh, we have nuclear weapons. They were firing them into the sea before and detonating them in their own territory, saying, look, we've got this. Don't fuck with it. It's fine. What I don't get is like, but they're purely defensive. And then they fire missiles over fucking Japan. You know what I mean? Like, over it. Like, they're not defensive. They're being offensive.
No, because fucking America wouldn't fuck off, and Japan wouldn't fuck off.
I can't
They're
honestly say that.
About the peace, And they're like, no, and it's like, okay, here you go, a fucking rocket. See that?
But even so, I don't think I can honestly say that that's a justified response if no one's actually done any. Because wars have started for less, man. So I can't honestly, and looking at
It was spooky. Rather spooky, yeah.
I look at the DPRK's defense budget and its defense plans, and it's basically Maoist China all over again, in the sense that like, if it ever does come to war, it's literally North Korean peasants clogging up the treads of US tanks with their bodies, pretty much. The discrepancy in military power is so huge that I don't even know if it does come to blows whether or not it's actually going to be a fight.
It'll just be a massacre.
I mean,
There will be a suicide.
Yeah, they have
China-
hundreds and thousands of artillery pointed at Seoul. So as soon as they get the word, like, it's on, lads, war has now been beginning, they're gonna fire off all this artillery and just level Seoul before anybody can stop it.
Yeah.
And it's all because of, dare I say it, DPRK imperialism.
Oh boy, you started now.
Tanky screeching is heard within the distance.
Yeah,
but seriously.
if North Korea actually starts the fucking war, then that's really.
They're not going to. They're not dumb enough. At least
Yeah, I don't think that. I really hope they're not that dumb.
Well, the only problem I have with it is being sorry to go all military geek here, is, I mean, not even the Americans have the combat power to advance over the 38th parallel. Like, seriously, if you've seen the defenses both sides have in place along that border, any advance along that axis would just be it would be World War I with modern technology. It really would.
It would be Hitler attacking the Maginot Line.
Yeah, it's just fucking retarded. It would be the stupidest military decision ever. Which means the only way it would happen, of course, is that the US Navy would cover each coastline. And so, really, with the amount of firepower that the US Navy can bring to bear, all they would do is they would cover each coastline, level any coastal defenses, the Marines drop in behind the front, close it off, and it's over. And North Korea would go nuclear in self-defense. And everybody dies.
So they go nuclear, they go wild, and they'd start breaking up inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Defiled.
And then, I said, I honestly, I'm gonna get with the Dengist on this one. I think what really does need to happen is China just needs to annex North Korea. Really, it just needs to happen.
Guys.
But wouldn't that make?
Do you stand with North Korea against Chinese imperialism?
I was about to say, wouldn't that actually disprove that China is actually imperialist?
I mean,
either way, fucking. I mean, I don't support anyone fucking picking a fight with North Korea, or basically, or North Korea being purged from the fucking earth. I think that's horrible. I'd stand in solidarity with the North Korean people, but I think it would be fucking hilarious. I think it'd be almost gallow tier humor just to see tankies and dengists collectively lose their shit. If such stuff happened, and if I was to choose a side, of course, I would side with the tankies.
Yeah, I
at least
think...
say what you will about tankies, but at least they're smart enough to know that fucking China is imperialist.
Even so, though, I think that that maybe it's just my filthy trotness talking here. It's just that the Chinese people, despite the severe poverty and the sweatshops and God knows what else that's going on in China and their appalling human rights record, which is all Western propaganda, so we should ignore it. But anyway,
Jobs don't exist. It's propaganda. Actually, it's existing socialism.
It's imperialist propaganda. But in all seriousness, I think the biggest issue I have with the DPRK, and I say this to every tanky I meet, is that I wouldn't rail against it so hard if I had to quote them directly. Do you have a non-tanky source for that one? Literally, if you have every official source about North Korea, it's either from some shitty Vice article like My 10 Days in North Korea or something like that,
or from North Korea themselves.
Yeah, exactly. It's a guided tour, which is heavily segregated by the state.
I saw a video of Unruh citing the CIA for source on North Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was citing because he was talking about. I think he was talking about the projections of economic growth.
Yeah.
Or something like that, because they were the only ones studying it.
We should give North Korea some hydroponics farm, so they wouldn't have an excuse anymore.
I think it would be great if I would ever go to North Korea. It would be with the sole purpose that I would interview Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, I know.
That would be my only priority if I was to ever go to North Korea. It would be to interview Kim Jong-un, and I'd ask him oh, why do you consider North Korea to be socialist? What do you hope to? Do you think that war will occur within the next few years, and so on? But if there's one thing that I would ask is that I would ask Kim Jong-un to do me a favor. And what I would ask him to do me a favor, what I would ask Kim Jong-un to do me a favor was to basically say, "Down with BO, long live lefty pole." And two, I'd have him look directly into the camera and have him point a finger at the camera and he would say, "Jason Unruh, you're a cuck."
Yeah,
actually make him do that. I shit you not, I would probably, if I were able to achieve that, I would actually, shit you not, I would literally create my own form of leftist theory, and I would write my own manifesto and basically tell them that shit posting is actually the greatest way to achieve social revolution.
Well, it kind of is. I know everyone says it's crazy, but I think that whole thing going on about meme theory is that maybe shit posting might actually be the biggest force for social change.
It actually is true, because I shit you not. You might be right there, because there are actual people who do come up to me and say, "Dude, I used to not be a leftist, but I fucking came across your videos. You made me laugh, and it actually made me look into these ideologies. And what the fuck, I'm a leftist now."
Your video,
I can attest to that. I am one
simple.
I watched one of your videos back, Co. First, it was the anti-IDPOL video, and then I watched the tanky anthem, and I was like, "This is great, but what is it based around?" Like, I see all these red flags, and I start searching it up. I'm like, this is what socialism, communism, and left politics is. Sign me the fuck up. That's some good shit.
Actually,
I'm down.
My introduction to Batco's videos actually was that live stream you did with so-called barbarism about IDPOL, like right when you were starting off. Right when. And I remember that because I was in Snuggly Wuggly Socialists at the time during the Great IDPOL War. And that was oh boy.
Many a comrade fell, including me.
Yeah, I know. We all failed in that one.
I don't think that there's any left book group that I haven't been banned from.
Except the ones we're both in. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
A wink, wink, and nudge, 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 nudge.
Exactly. Besides the one that we're both in.
You should kill Facebook. And
To be fair, you got to have a very high IQ to understand left book.
No.
The IDPOL spurgouts are incredibly subtle, and without a solid grasp of liberal theory, it would go over a typical leftist's head.
The funniest thing is, I have been banned.
This stuff. They have intellectual capacity to truly comprehend it, because it doesn't say something about leftism. It speaks volumes about how fucking incompetent we are at getting our shit together. Because we got triggered over a fucking stupid meme that had the word autism in it. Jesus.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh,
no,
boy.
actually, it's like I think there's only two. There's ones that we are both in Backco that we kind of run, sort of, and there is the and there is a Spectre's Haunted Facebook. I think that's it. I have
Yeah.
been banned from every single other one.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm
Anyway.
still in a lot of them, and I'm just lurking, and I'm like, oh, I just love how like one group will share a post that they've secretly gotten from the other group, and they're like, oh, they've done this and this and this, blah blah blah. So I'm like, I'll go over, find that post, and see, they photoshopped it.
Yeah. We'll,
Have
Well, anyway,
It's really funny.
Nope.
It's
Okay,
like,
go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna
I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna head off. But lovely talking to you, lads, and I will see you guys next week. I just got some shit to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll see you guys then.
Catch you
All
later,
right,
Becco.
okay.
Thanks for
Bye.
coming
Don't
on.
fail your
problem.
finals.
Alrighty, but yeah, actually,
Right, I was saying that it's really fucking stupid. I exist, like I lurk rival fucking lefty book groups, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, is this what it is? It's like fucking hell. It's terrible. It's just terrible. It should be stopped.
Delete
Yes.
this.
Delete.
hey,
Nobody likes it. Let's stop doing it.
I'm curious actually.
As
How
well
is-
as delete left Twitter.
Oh god.
Twitter's not that bad in comparison. Depends on which side of left Twitter you're talking about.
Left
anarchist-
Jason Unruh.
Yeah. This side of the Twitter left is amazing, to say the least. It's amazing.
Hey, TK, just quick question. Quick update. How is old Snoo doing these days?
fuck all.
The group kind of died, yeah.
It's got like 13,000 members, and I'm still in it. This post is from 6 hours ago. Okay, so it's actually picked up a little bit, but it's boring. The word to describe it is boring.
It's a shell of what it used to be, yeah.
Exactly, because all the people that were prominent in posting and keeping it lively were all kicked out, and now
Yeah, guys, yeah. Suck a dick.
It happened as well on a different Facebook group, wherein they kicked out all the people that were posting like selfie threads and discussion threads and whatnot, and it's just dead. There's nothing in it now. There's occasional posts, and it's like, I post this, like, interesting. Have you thought about this? Yes. And that's it. That's it. That's the end of the thread.
It's proles for full communism. I think that
I
is.
won't say, because someone will trace the line and backtrace the internets and call the internet police and have me banned from all the groups.
Well, it's okay. They don't know who you are.
Oh, I'm pretty sure a few people know that I'm TK Jones. I don't know if anyone out there on the YouTubes know. Eventually, people are going to find out, and I'll do a face reveal.
I know everybody knows who I am. I mean, no, but
No, I don't.
I practically advertised it. But then again, whatever.
Oh,
The only people I don't want seeing this is pretty much employers and the police. That's pretty much it.
See, that's mainly why I wear the mask. It's not for anonymity. It's mainly for privacy. So when I don't wear the mask and I go to an employer, or I walk down the street, people don't recognize me as TK Jones. They know I am TK Jones, but when I'm not wearing the mask, they're like, "Oh, hey, name, how's it going? Blah blah blah." Yeah. But then when I have the mask on, and someone comes around to my house while I'm recording, they're like, "Oh, TK, hey, communism, Trump, blah blah blah." And they try to talk to me. I'm like, trying to record. Could you shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
Revolution.
Thankfully,
Did it really
to find that I'm doing this podcast is pretty hard since it's in English on a not so famous channel. Sorry to say.
If you all want to check out my best and most viral video, Positivism in a Nutshell.
Gotta
That's
go
pretty-
fast.
Gotta go fast.
All right, guys, we're at about.
please subscribe to
Now-
my YouTube channel. Thanks.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
We're at about an hour 30. Do you think it's time to wrap this live stream up
Yeah,
and
we
head on over
probably
to the Discord?
should.
Alrighty.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I'm okay if we want to do it. Okay, if you want to go, all right. Yeah.
To the Discord.
I came late. I want to do more fun.
All right. I just want to thank everybody for coming along to Eastern Marshlands and Evening with Comrades. Don't forget to like and subscribe to be up to date with everything Eastern Marshlands. You can also go to easternmarshlands.com. I want to say thank you to everybody who was in the chat. And special thanks to Spoogs, Positus Pac-Man, Galactics, Batco, and Eugene. And once this live stream is up as a regular video and comments are up, comment below in the comment section the name of the next live stream. The best one I will pick out, and that will become the name of the live stream. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. So thank you all for coming, and good night.
Live stream McLive face.
All right, the contest is over. We have a winner.
See you guys.
Catch you later.
Bye.
See ya.
See, goodbye.